Okay, let's have a look at Big English, page 74. Here we're talking about things in the past and in the present and thinking how fast they can travel. Here we have some new words. Average speed. This means the kind of normal speed that they go. When they're not going really fast, they're not going really slow, but their normal average speed. Distance travelled is how far they travel. Equation is a mathematical formula. Kilometres per hour is how fast they travel. A car around the town goes about 50 kilometres an hour, and on the motorway it can go at 130 kilometres per hour. The number of hours, and times means multiply in English. Let's read. How fast does it travel? Here we have a horse and carriage, an old car, and a very new modern fast car. Let's see. Do you think the horse and carriage travels faster or slower than the old car and the new car? Horse and carriage. Until the early 1900s, which is about 100 years ago, many people travelled by horse and carriage. A horse and carriage had an average speed of 8 kilometres per hour. If a horse and carriage travels for 4 hours, how far does it travel? 8 kilometres is the average speed, times multiplied by 4, the number of hours. 8 times 4 makes 32 kilometres is the distance travelled. Okay, so in 4 hours it could travel from Karate to Milan and back again. Okay, it would take 4 hours, so it would take a very, very good half a day. How long does it take for a normal car to travel to Milan and back? Probably half an hour to go, half an hour to come back, if there's no traffic. Let's look at number 2, the Model T. In 1908, which is still about 100 years ago, the Model T Ford became one of the first popular cars in the world. The average speed of a Model T was about 40 kilometres per hour. If a Model T travels for 4 hours, how far does it travel? Let's do the equation. 40 kilometres average speed times or multiplied by 4, the number of hours. 4 times 40 makes 160 kilometres travelled. So it could travel from here maybe to the seaside in 4 hours. Okay, directly down to Genova, or not quite so far. Modern car. Modern cars today are much faster than they were in the past. The average speed of a modern car is about 90 kilometres per hour. If a person travels in a modern car for 4 hours, how far does he or she travel? Let's do the equation. 90 kilometres per hour times 4, the number of hours, makes 360 kilometres. So this car could travel to Genova and back again, if there's no traffic, in 4 hours. This car could go to Genova, to the seaside, and this horse could go to Milan and back. So there's a big difference in how fast things go. Can you think about some of the good things and the bad things about travelling fast? What do you think could be good about travelling slow? And what could be good about travelling fast? Stop the video and think for a minute. Have you finished thinking? You can answer in the lesson, okay? Now we're going to think about how fast the different things go. We're going to do a little bit of maths. If a horse and carriage travels for 2 hours, how far does it travel? Remember that it can travel 8 hours in one day, in 1 hour. It can travel 8 kilometres in 1 hour. If it travels for 2 hours, How many kilometres can it travel? Think for a minute, pause the video. It can do 8 kilometres in 1 hour. In 2 hours, how far can it travel? We have to do 8 multiplied or times 2. 8 times 2 makes 16. Okay? We're going to skip question 1 and question 2 and question 3. We're going to look at question 4. Question 4 talks about the speed of a person on a bike. If the speed of a person on a bike is 15 kilometres per hour, how far does he or she travel in 3 hours? Okay, remember we need to do the average speed times the number of hours. If they travel 15 kilometres in 1 hour, how far does she travel in 3 hours? Stop the video and try to do the maths. Did you do it? We have to do 15 times or multiplied by 3. 15 times 3 makes 45. Were you correct? Bring your work to the lesson tomorrow when we have our live class. Bye for now.